Too Drunk on Wanderlust. It's time to check out another trail, and today we're going to do the Bosworth Battlefield route. Now, it is going to start off going this way, but we are going to do it in reverse today. We're going to go anti-clockwise, and we're using the trail off the Hiker app. It looks like there may have been a bit of an accident down that way, so we're going to do it in reverse, but it's still going to be just as good. It's absolutely steeped in history, this trail, but we'll fill you in on the way. The trail starts from Sutton Wharf, located in Sutton Cheney, which is on the Leicestershire-Warwickshire border. You can park your car here, or if, like us, you arrive by canal boat, you can also moor up.
So we're heading along the Ashby Canal. We've got about 1.75 miles now till we get to the little village. It's called Stoke Golding. And now Stoke Golding is the birthplace of the Tudor Dynasty.
On the outskirts of this village, in a field known as Crown Hill, many human skeletons have been discovered, which are believed to have been the remains of soldiers killed in the Battle of Bosworth. Legend has it that King Richard III's crown was found hidden in a hedge on the very same hill, Crown Hill. And after the battle, it was later placed on the head of Henry Tudor, and then the Tudor dynasty had begun.
So the Battle of Bosworth took place on the 22nd of August 1485, and it was the last battle between the houses of Lancaster and York, and it was also the last battle where a king, Richard III, died in battle as well.
The trail then took us through farmland on the way up to Shenton village. Luckily for us, the weather was holding out so we could enjoy the views. Yesterday had been torrential downpour, so some of the ground was still pretty muddy. We had the right footwear on today, so didn't really care, and we even made some new friends en route. What we got going on there, Danny?
Well, basically, I think we need to go this way or this way, but there's an electric fence. I think this is where we've got to get over without dying.
Right.
Go then.
Fuck off.
Not funny, Jordan. The trail is 6 miles in length, and you can find the route on the Hiker app. If you haven't already, you can download the app for free using the link in the video description below. It's a fantastic app where you can find GPS maps for hundreds of trails worldwide, and they're adding new trails daily. I've even included a cheeky discount code if you're interested in downloading their premium version.
The trail now brings us through a little village called Shenton. Now Shenton has been completely unspoiled by developments. It still holds all its original character. And just up here, we'll just be passing by Shenton Hall shortly.
Here in Shenton, you go past Whitemoor's Antiques and Craft Centre and Tea Room. So if you want a little break on the way, have a drink, just sit down, this will be really cute.
We were getting closer to the Bosworth Heritage Centre now, and after a cheeky snack stop in Shenton, we also passed the very beautiful Shenton Hall.
So we're outside Shenton Hall, which is a 17th century country park house, and it was owned by Wollaston and his son. And then in 1688 it was passed down to a cousin who was a writer and a philosopher, and it's also a Grade 2 listed building.
Well, we were feeling pretty pleased with this trail so far. Firstly, it'd been very scenic and enjoyable. Secondly, it was really interesting learning about the history of the battle. And thirdly, we had barely seen any scary cows so far. We were winning at life. Damn it, we jinxed it, didn't we? Just had to pass through a big cow field. We survived, woohoo! I'm sure I'm getting braver. We passed through Shenton Station and entered the battlefield site. So here we are, stood on Amble Hill, which was once believed to be the location of the Battle of Bosworth. Now, before I get into that, I am going to tell you the Battle of Bosworth in a nutshell. So, you've got Edward IV, right, who is the king. He dies, his son is supposed to take over the throne. However, Edward IV's brother, Richard, wants the throne for himself. So he kidnaps the two boys, Edward V and his brother, and locks them in the Tower of London. They are never seen again. Most of the people in England didn't like that this had happened. They thought he was a murderer. So he wasn't the most favourable king at the time. Then comes Henry Tudor, who's got a really weak claim to the throne. However, since nobody likes Richard III, half the people in England now want Henry Tudor to be king. And so henceforth, the Battle of Bosworth, they meet and they have a big fight. And we'll go into more detail about that shortly. Probably not the best explanation there, but I gave it a good old go. Now let's flash forward to Fen Hole, a marshy field located a mile from the Heritage Centre behind the marina.
Since October 2009, the battle was believed to have taken place on Amble Hill in rural Leicestershire, which is where the visitor centre is. But in actual fact, from February 2010, it was discovered to have been here at the marina because they found lots of remains from the battle, including a little badge that King Richard III had, which had the emblem of a boar on it. So the defeat of King Richard III came about in battle, where he led a significantly larger army against Henry Tudor's really teeny tiny little force. And then the reason why King Richard got defeated was because the very influential Stanley brothers decided to swap teams and go over to Henry. So Richard went through the marshlands on his horse to fight, but he was knocked off his horse and then killed by the enemy soldiers, which is where the famous line, my horse, kingdom for a horse, from Shakespeare's Richard III comes from. And then after that, Henry Tudor was crowned king, which began the Tudor era.
Back at the Heritage Centre, they had a fantastic monument built in the grounds, a crown atop a sundial. Time for roleplay.
A horse, my kingdom for a horse!
Nicely done, Jordan, although I wouldn't give up the day job just yet.
So, this is the well that King Richard III drank from during the Battle of Bosworth.
Unfortunately, the Bosworth Heritage Centre was closed by the time we arrived. Opening hours are 10 till 5, with last entries at 4 PM for the exhibition.
So it's a bit of a race against time now. We're losing daylight and we've got a long section through the woods.
Ooh, spooky! Just a warning, they are currently doing some forestry work in Amble Woods, so there are a few felled trees to contend with. We made our way out just as the sun started to set. Out of the woods and back to our starting point, Sutton Wharf.
So here we are at Sutton Wharf, which is the end of the Battle of Bosworth trail. So you can choose to start or end your trail here, which is absolutely perfect. It has a cafe if you need refreshments, and there's also toilets here.
Well, there we go. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the trail. Don't forget to tune in next week to find out what else we got up to on our canal boat adventure. And of course, the week after, I'm tackling the Wherryman's Way, the long distance hiking trail from Norwich to Great Yarmouth. Stay safe, everyone. Bye.